What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's that about a bed? Turn my swag on. Took a look in the mirror, said, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. Get money. Shout out to Carrie Hilson and Cher Lloyd, because I would not have known about that song had it not been for Cher. Hey, I'm getting money. Whoa. What's up? How are we doing? Everybody get up. Dun, 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 dun. Let me make sure my notes are here. Thank you for joining me for a late night live. I'm going to keep on doing these. Not often, because mama need her rest. Okay, this is like my bedtime is coming up. I'm around this time. A girl will be getting cozy, but y'all know I had to go run my errands, and one of my errands was what? Getting my Popeyes turkey. I got it. She's in a freezer freezing right now. Again, on the new channel, you guys will see all of that, how I bake it, the taste of it, and the whole thing. But yeah, I got my turkey. I'm excited. I've been wanting to try that thing for like 6 years. I don't know why I waited so long. Shout out to the pandemic. Girl, you got me doing things I said I'd never do. Well, thought I will wait to do. Not that I said I never, child. That sounded wrong. But, stuff that I, would push back and be like, oh, I'll do this then. I'm doing everything now. I've lost 2 years. I'm not losing anymore. How are we doing? Hey, Patty Duke. What's up, Tracy? Yes. Everybody get up. Shout out to the Caucasian queen of soul, Miss Tina Marie. We love you and we miss you. There'll never be another like you. Everybody get up. What's up, Tashi? Tashi said I was literally laying in bed about to go to sleep, but oh well. Yes! Let's talk about it. I'm just trying to catch up because, as you guys know, I was traveling back to LA this week, and American Airlines, they had the nerve to email me and be like, oh, don't you want to use your frequent Girl, don't talk to me. American Airlines, don't talk to me right now. Not right now. Like, how you talking to me like we ain't got beef? You canceled my flight, bro. Like, what? We're not talking. Hey, Julia says, hey, Nikki and Star family, I've been waiting on this live. Thank you so much for joining me. What's up, Yolante? This is a late review for the East Coast, but I am here for it. I know. I'm going to try to do them more when I do like late night ones, somewhere in the middle. So maybe like 7 or 6 was what I was going for. But, trying to, drive anywhere, wherever you live, even in ATL. My God, today, that rush hour traffic. It's competing with LA, but I had to drive to the local Popeyes to get my turkey, and the traffic was a little bit more crazier than normal because of the time. And also I had to get something to eat, because y'all know your girl is not eating late anymore. Oh, what am I drinking? We are drinking, you guys know if it's a pink smoothie, it's my dragon fruit smoothie. We have pineapples, dragon fruit, pear, one whole pear, apple juice, almond milk, some lavender honey collagen, and ice. That's it. Yeah, that's it. No bananas today because my bananas haven't ripened yet. So Amy said, I've been waiting for this review. Well, baby, you got it. Like I said, a lot of stuff I'm catching up with. I'm doing 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup tomorrow. And then I have 4 reviews, not reviews, but 4 topics. Not quite hot topics. I don't want to get into that. Here is why, guys. There are some things that I will and will not talk about, just because relationships make things weird to talk about. So some stuff I just can't, because, relationships and all kinds of stuff like that. But the stuff that I can talk about, I will. I definitely will. So those reviews are not reviews, but those videos are coming up this week. Then prayerfully next week. Next week, I'm launching my new channel. Pray with me. There is something that happens to me. I don't know if this happens to you, but it usually happens to me when I'm reading the Bible. I like, for some reason, when I'm reading the Word of God and I know it's the devil, I get very tired. And next thing you know, I fall asleep and I wake up and I'm like, oh my goodness, I was supposed to finish the book of Romans, but it never happens. I've been trying to get through the book of Romans for 13 years. I always fall asleep. I always fall asleep. And it's the same thing that happens to me with editing, no matter where I'm at. I can edit for like 15 minutes and then I'm just like, you know what? It's time to take a nap. I know it's the devil, so keep me in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers. What's up, people? Hey, Leela. Hey, Irene. What's up, JK Knight? Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin said, Michelle, did the Lord's work by getting rid of Jamie and Peter? Sure did. Sure did. And she didn't know what Peter did. She just got rid of him. Her spirit knew he was evil. Hey, Tashi. Tashi said, oh, I got Tashi's comment. Hey, Dr. M. Dr. M said, I thought I had missed it. I'm working on a paper and needed you to keep me awake. Well, I hope I can keep you up. Hope I can keep you up. Hey, K-Dior said American Airlines and their check bag fee for a round trip. Boo. Boo. Like, if I can get a Southwest flight, I'll do Southwest over any airline. I miss Virgin America. That was such a good airline. I don't know why. What is his name? That Bronson guy. I don't know why he got rid of that airline. I loved it. It was affordable. It was nice. I felt so bougie when I was flying, but my tickets was $139. Baby. JLB said, I'm a night owl. Let's do this. Yes. Oh, Courtney. Yay. Courtney said, finally caught alive. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Courtney. Listen to my wonderful moderator, Tracy. She said, Star family, please like, comment, subscribe, and share because you care. And hit that notification button. Thank you. Notification bell. JLB said, which collagen powder do you use, Nikki? Vital Proteins. I believe it's Vital Proteins. It's in the purple canister. Vital Proteins. It's either lavender or lemon or lavender and honey. But I know it's Vital Proteins collagen. I think it's lavender lemon. That's what I use. That is what I use. I have a new one that I'll share with you guys on the new channel, of course. I want to give that a shot. What's up, Mickey W? What's up? Dr. Rim said, how does a lavender collagen taste like? I'm curious. Remember, like I did a live a while back and I was drinking my collagen water. I put like a scoop of the collagen in the water and I was just like, this is so hard to get through. And you guys were like, Nikki, just put it in your smoothie. Like, why are you drinking it straight? And I was like, I don't know why I never thought about that. So I just started doing it in my smoothie. Can't taste it. Disappears in your smoothie. Disappears in your smoothie. I haven't yet because unfortunately, a lot of the celebrities who that we can talk about are like incarcerated or have been incarcerated for, stuff that terrible things. A lot of it is violence against women. So we're not doing well. But I will say, I told you guys to send me your stories, your love after lockup stories, and let me, if you give permission, I will share it. I'm going to share one story from one of our subscribers who sent me their story to share on the show about their, time when they was dating a thug. Okay. And it's very interesting. It's very juicy. So yeah, you guys send me your stuff while I'm still looking for celebrities. Rachel has a new book. Didn't she just come out with a book? That's not this one. I feel like Rachel releases books every year. Work. I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I was going to talk about two things before we get into the review, but let me look up Rachel's book. Hey, So Steph. So Steph said, my pastor said that the devil's making people fall asleep in church. Yes. I'm telling you, that is one of my goals for this year, to get through the book of Romans. It's right here. Listen, I be reading this. This has been my Bible since I was 15. This is my Bible. I am what it says I am. I have what it says I have. I can do what it says I can do. Today I confess my mind is made up. My heart is secure. I will live it out in Jesus' name. I forgot. I forgot. I used to love me some Joel Osteen. That's when I was a baby in Christ, But when you get older, you see some things. When I was a child, I spec as a child, baby. I know that Romans is New Testament, Old Testament. See, this is where I stopped. Where it's highlighted. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through the book of Romans. I'm almost finished the Bible, and for some reason, the enemy don't want me to finish. The devil don't want me to finish, but I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish. That is my goal. That is my goal. I will finish. Me too. That's what I listen to when I sleep. Mellow Vibes said, "Girl, I just listen to the audio Bible. I put on my favorite Psalms, little remix." And I'll listen to that. Do you have the one where I think it's Viola Davis and Angela Bassett? That's the one I'm going to get, where they like read the Bible. That's the one that I'm going to get. But right now, it's some like British Caucasian man reading Psalms to me at night. I'm gonna get into this live, but quick story about the Songs of Solomon and me when I used to go to my crazy evangelical church in LA. So there was this teaching, right? Oh God. Oh, Christians can be weird. So anyway, some like pastor that was like a brother pastor of I don't know, I forget what they're called, but it's like my sister church, the one of them, right? So he came to the church that I was going to, and he was teaching about the Songs of Solomon. And everybody, like before he taught the message, we had to get like a trigger warning, you know what I mean? That the Songs of Solomon will like bring up things in our bodies. So it was like, everybody had to be prep for that, right? Because Songs of Solomon was about to get spicy, and we would have to control our flesh because we're going to be hearing the words of the Songs of Solomon, right? I never read Songs of Solomon because there was never a lesson taught from the Songs of Solomon like in a black church. For some reason, they just don't teach about it. So I was like, all right, we got prep for that, right? So the guy does the teaching, and then after he does the teaching, he lets people know that he is selling a sermon, a 13-part like sermon on the Songs of Solomon, and he recommends it for young Christian women who are preparing for marriage. It was a long time ago when I was trying to be somebody's wife at 25. Child! Whew! Thank you, Jesus, for deliverance. Anyway, so everybody, like after he taught the lesson, all the single Christian girls was running out trying to buy it. As for me in my house, that was back when I was, I'm still not where I want to be financially as an actress, but I was good and broke at that time. And I was like, there's no way that I'm getting that. Like, I don't have it. And I wasn't like really impressed. Like the way they were making Songs of Solomon out to be, I just thought that I was going to hear, Solomon tells somebody to bust it open. Like, I just was ready for the raunchiness. I will say, Solomon was a little freak. Okay. But I was just expecting something a little bit more spicy. Solomon knew what he was doing, but it wasn't. I just didn't feel like it was like, ooh, oh my gosh, I feel like sinning. I didn't get that, right? So one of my friends, she got it, and she did a small group. Remember, do people still call them small groups? A small group where all the ladies came together, all the ladies who were doing life together came together, and, we were going to watch it. We were going to watch the whole thing. So went over, I think it was like 3 sessions that we did of that. And then like halfway through, because everybody, like there were certain people in the church who did like small groups. It was some for men. It was a lot was for the Christian women, the young unmarried Christian women who are approaching 30. Oh my gosh. Sinners. How do we not have husbands by this age? So I think like halfway through my pastor had canceled it because the Songs of Solomon, the teaching series, a lot of people were complaining that after they watched the series, they wanted to have sex. People were watching the Songs of Solomon and sitting. They were watching a message during the workbooks, and then after, like during the workbooks, like, they started getting it in. So, like, all the young unmarried people in the church started having sex with everybody because of the Songs of Solomon. I mean, we just had so many people repenting. I'm laughing now because it just seems so ridiculous. But back then, it was like, oh my God. Oh my God, like this was supposed to help us. Why is everybody having sex? Well, you get done like going through this entire series and you're hearing Solomon say, touch me, make my body quiver and all this stuff. So, I get that things will happen, but I'm like, am I like wrong? Am I? I felt like I was like really raunchy because I just wasn't. I was reading the Songs of Solomon and I was like, oh my God, I would love for a man to say this about me. But I wasn't like, oh my goodness, I need some, Philistine pain. Like that wasn't what was happening to me. But baby, they had to cancel that series because the Saints was getting it in. You know what? I look back at that time now, embarrassed about some of the things that I did and believed. But what a comical time. What a comical time. 25-year-olds like repenting for having urges. Like it happens. It happens. But baby, the girls were falling. The girls were falling. Panties was dropping after that small group. Child. Anyway, this is why I can't finish the book of Romans. I realized it. I could finish Songs of Solomon. Oh Lord. Shout out to anybody just tuning in. This is about the Bachelorette. This is about the Bachelorette, I promise you. Oh my goodness. Megan said, no offense to Clayton, but after watching the last 3 episodes of The Bachelor, we will talk about it. I don't think there were better choices. I think there were better choices of men who could have been chosen for The Bachelor. We will get into that because I just don't understand. That casting was really weird. Kay Pratt said, yay, caught a second live today. Hey, my love, I'm sipping on a white wine blend and excited. Yeah. Rini who apparently is a producer, I'm joking, said, watch Clayton surprise y'all and pick a sister with natural hair in the end. But you know what? Dims be the ones. Dims be the ones. Them straight king. I'm sorry. I realized I got white subscribers. Y'all know me. Y'all know I love y'all. But, I'm talking from a Black woman's perspective. But, from what I've seen, a lot of them, I don't know if it's called straight edge, but like a lot of them, hey, I'm Connor Caucasian man. Be with a Black woman. And I'm like, how did you guys connect? Nikki, it's true. It's like, girl, how? What aroused you about him? But it happens. It happens. Who was I just looking at? Somebody sent me a video of Jodie Smith Turner and her husband. Oh, wait, I don't know his name. Pacey. I know him as Pacey. I don't know how he got her, but congrats. Congrats, Pacey. Like watching that, it was cute. It was a cute little J. Crew thing, right? A JQ promo that they were doing, and it was so cute. But this girl is like, I just don't. What was his game like? What did Pacey say to you to make you be like, that's what I want? But the Dems be the ones. Dems be the ones. You never think about it, right? Because you always thinking that, the white boy with the low cut Caesar, normally Irish. Let's tell the truth. Them Irish hood boys be picking us up with, tattoos on the neck and everything, Normally, you're thinking that's the Caucasian king that we're bringing home. But you sisters are starting to bring home some Paceys. Hey, how you doing? I'm Pacey. I'm a liberal. This is why I can't do these late night lives. I am not myself. A little less edited. Nikki Star After Night. TQTV said, I've been waiting for this. All the other reviews are so stale. Oh no, in comparison. Oh no, TQTV, we're not going to say that. Thank you. Thank you. Let me move on. Oh, wait, where is it? Damn it, I was about to click on it. Here it is. Hey, Chocolate Bunny. Thank you so. Where's my thing? I still haven't unpacked. Tomorrow. Thank you, Chocolate Bunny, for the super chat. Chocolate Bunny said they canceled school for the Braves parade. So this math teacher, yes, is taking advantage of the late night live in Atlanta. Plus, Nikki, you deserve. Oh, thank you so much. Let me tell you something. My mom and I got out of ATL just in time. Just because there was no way we was making it to the airport. There was no way we were going to make it to the airport if them boys won. We got out just in time. Child, but congrats to the Braves. You know, we were cheering for you guys. Because, you know, we're Atlanta residents. Yes, we're going to read Mr. Hilton's, and I'm also getting that Bravo book, behind the scenes book. Absolutely getting that. What's up, Cordelia? Cordelia said, I get the blue flavorless Vital Proteins with an electrolyte drink. Can't taste it. It's the blue one. How do you feel different? Have you seen like results? Is it worth it? Let your girl know. Yes. Richard Branson, K-DR, Virgin Airlines. What's up, all that? How you doing, my love? What's up, all that? This is all that. So said Joel Osteen is a storyteller and a motivational speaker, not a pastor. I absolutely agree. He can tell a story. He's very charming. That corny joke that he tells, you're like, Joel, you know, very charming. Yeah, I don't get pastor vibes from him. Oh, Matt James has a book. It's coming out next year. I'll tell my mom about it. You know, she love him. I'm like, did you watch the season? But that's her biracial king. Yes, Christiana. Oh, Christiana. I'm sorry. Love at the lockup. Yes, Christina. I'm back in LA for a minute. James Earl Jones. Oh, I might have to get that one. Oh, wow. I may have to check that one out. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. The things that happen in Christendom, child. One day we'll talk. I limit the things that I say about, you know, my yes, there are my experience in church, but there are people in my life who are subscribed to me who, you know, I just don't feel like it because a lot of people aren't at like where I'm at in my journey with my faith. So, you know, some people will be that I know and love will be offended by some of the things that I say. So I try to like keep, you know, keep the stories I share very isolated and not you can't really detect, but whew, mama got stories. Mama got stories, child. I'll never tell it, but I was kidnapped by a deacon. Baby, let it. Child, I lived to tell the tale. Got away, ran away from the Waffle House. Let me stop. Oh. The stories about Christian. You know, I may write I'm going to write a show about it and just change the names. It is what it is. Get mad if y'all want. Me either. I never felt that about the Songs of Solomon either, but they was losing it. Joshua Jackson. Thank you. Joshua Jackson. Yes. Not only did she hit on him, somebody said she hit on him actually. Word on the street that she proposed to him too. Listen, I never say never. Because you just never know. But I will say never on this. I promise you, you will never hear a story of me proposing to a man. It will never. I will chew glass. I will watch, what's that show? What's that movie? Geely. I will watch Geely 24 hours straight, no breaks, before I propose to a man. And you know what? Listen, love is love. I love my interracial couples. But as a black woman proposing to a white man, that was a lot for me to take it. I was like, oh, girl, I wouldn't tell nobody that. But she's a Brit, you know what I mean? So the culture is different over there. But baby, you should have never let Americans get onto this story. I would have left. Tell that at home. Don't tell it on these American streets. I was like, oh, all right. Love is love. Love is love. Let me get two more and let Sarah. What kind of magic? I'm telling you, we are down bad. These men got us down bad. It's a sorry time for women. We gotta admit it. It's a sorry time for us. They got us down bad. We proposing to them. We paying on dates. You know what I mean? We letting them use our car while we at work. We taking care of them. We having their tender-eyed babies, like down bad. Oh, wait, Pepe, this is going to turn into a different live. Wait a minute. NikkiStar TV after night. Don't sleep on Pacey's. Let me tell you, my Pacey blew my mind. Child, it's getting hot in here. Like I'm reading the Songs of Solomon. What's going on? Child. Some people said, I heard of people singing Songs of Solomon at their wedding. I never heard it getting anyone spicy. Yeah. The teaching was a lot. It was a lot. Yes, T. Kennedy Reeds, you made it. You made it. You made it. Oh no. Where you live? Where you live? It depends on where you live, baby. It depends on where you live. Dr. M said, Nikki, write a book or a script about your experiences. I want to write one about growing up, but of course it's going to be fictional. Yeah, I think I may do it. I think I may do it. Yeah. I'm happy for her. It seems to work out. They seem to be in love, but I just me getting down on one knee. Oh, I'm the prize. Ciao. Listen, women are different. Women are different, and that's okay. That's okay. God bless you. The thing is, Amirio, I would love to do that, but I don't. Is everything I say on Patreon safe? You know what I mean? Like, if somebody screen grab that, nope. I know I can't. My mom would. She would be so upset if I told that story. But let me tell you something. This latchkey kid knew how to get out of that situation. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from what was it? Different Strokes, where Arnold escaped that predator. The one with this was trying to kidnap that other boy with the bicycle. Judley said, how can people be offended by you sharing about your experience? This world is weird. Yeah, because people are still really deep into, some of the churches that I went to. I was in a cult at some point, I'm still friends with some of my cult family. So yeah. That's life. Let's get into this review. I done dropped so much tea. Oh, NikkiStar after dark. This live may be deleted. This live may be deleted. Oh, wait. Lee Jin said he did properly propose to her after speaking to her parents. Oh, I love that. I love that. No, to be honest with you, they looked really cute. They looked really, really cute. And I was very happy for her, but I was just like, wow. Wow. Okay. All right. JL said, part of me dies when I saw a woman get down on one knee to propose. I mean, I saw it once, on one of my friends' Facebook page. It still haunts me today. Got to do retail therapy for that. Yeah. God bless them. Not judging. There are women who propose to men. God bless you. I'm just saying this for me in my house. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, Tom. Absolutely not. Um, sure did. Sure did. Sure did. I probably will share it one day because I think it's important. I think it's important to talk about, but it's just I just don't, there's no way I can keep that story light. Um, so I'll think about it. JK Knight 316 said, Nikki, I'm in New York. Oh yeah. I think that is. I think that is. So I'm not gonna say it. Um Italians are very forward and committed to the swirl, unfortunately. Child, come to Philly. Come to Philly. They do not care. They just listen. You go to South Philly, as soon as you hear a yo, you about to get sexually harassed. Nikki. Okay, let me get into this review. Let me, hey yo, black girl with the braids. Like, oh my God, here we go. Stay in the tourist part of South Philly if you chocolate. Stay in the tourist part. Don't start walking through them neighborhoods. Hey, Just Jonda. Just Jonda, thank you for the super chat. Just Jonda said, book I will not be buying in 2022. Just Jonda, let me tell you how I love you, but I also cannot stand you. Because I read that, and for a second, I thought that was the name of the book. How dare you? How dare you, Just Jonda? Time out. Time out. Thank you for the super chat. You know what? And everybody think it's me. It's the Star family. I am not the shady one here. I am the least shadiest person on this channel. You know what? No more late night lives. It's too. No, we gonna keep. It seems like we got to keep these in the daytime so we can stay civil. Phoenix Flames, I'm actually just starting. Actually, just starting. Oh God, child. I can't wait for us to meet in person. Oh, we're gonna have such a good time. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh, we got a Top Gun group date. Come on, budget. This was money. Money. Now, I'm starting to feel like the rumors are true, right? Because a few of you have told me that there's a rumor that the producers did not like Katie. So they didn't do, they gave her just what, the bare minimum, the crumbs, and put all of the money into Michelle's season. I gotta be honest with you, watching this season, that rumor is starting to get legs. That rumor is starting to get legs because I'm like, there is no way that Katie is watching this show, not like biting her coffee table. There's no way. She got none of this. They took that whole budget and put it into Michelle. But that rumor is starting to get legs. Olamide, let me tell you, Olu, let me tell you, boo, you change the definition of doughboy halfway through your explanation, trying to drag Peter. Because Olamide was just like, Peter is not a doughboy. In the hood, doughboy means, and he thought about it and he was like, a tough guy, a gangster. And Peter is not that. Yeah, you realize what show you were on. You realize what show you were on. Let me tell you something. Doughboy does not mean tough guy. It could mean gangster, but it just means, drug dealer. Pharmaceutical specialist, if you will, but mainly a man that deals crack cocaine. Peter could be. Peter could be. He could be putting crack in them pizzas. You never know, but I caught that Olamide. Like halfway through it, he realized what show he was on. He was like, yeah, doughboy, tough guy. I'm like, okay, Olamide. I will say, Will, right? Whose personality is nothing like what you imagine or what you can think or pair his personality to be from watching his Instagram and YouTube. Will's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. Unfortunately, this really nice guy embarrassed Peter twice, and in front of Michelle. And listen, I'm not saying that anything that Peter did to Will was right. I am saying that Will, you threw the first punch. You threw the first punch. You didn't know that Peter was crazy. He was annoying, but you ain't know that he was crazy. So I knew that, and even if Will didn't know, I knew that Peter was going to come after Will hard, because Peter is the kind of guy who, and if like, let me give another example, because that's way too, like, the example I was going to give is way too harsh, but it's so accurate. But he's the kind of guy who, if you're dating him, you can't like be funnier, right? Like, you can't be hanging out, like with his family or friends, and he tells a joke and a few people laugh, and then you tell a joke and everybody laughs. You can't do that, because he's going to really be upset with you, and you won't fathom why he's mad that people laughed at you more than him. But it will hurt his ego, and he will just be absolutely terrible to you. That's what he gives off. I had another example, but have to watch it. But that's what he gives off, right? So when he was embarrassed by Will, especially somebody who he thinks he's better than, he went absolutely diabolical, because his ego was bruised by a dude who he thinks that he's better than, for whatever reasons. We're not going to get into that, but that's essentially what happened. So Will could, move on from the situation, because he didn't think that it was just a big deal. He didn't think that it was that big of a deal. But Peter was steaming, because this guy, Will embarrassed him. Ciao. He was red from that Are You Smarter Than the fifth grader challenge? Peter's face was bright red. His face never went back to his regular complexion until he was cut from the show. I knew he was coming for Will. Primetime snap contestant. We talked about this a bit earlier when we were just in the chat, come on in the room section. Clayton. It's been 3 episodes, and this is our next Bachelor, right? What did they see in him? I'm so sorry, Clayton. I don't get it. I don't know how you charmed your way to the Bachelor. It's like, this is the thing that's so weird to me. If this is our next Bachelor, why wouldn't you give us a lot of content of this guy being charming and sweet, or just any content at all? We barely get to see him. So how do you want us to make a connection with this guy, a big enough connection that we want to follow his journey? How are we going to do that if we never see him? We never see him. And then when we do see him, he talks so low that you got to raise your volume up to hear Clayton. Did Michelle? You're like, huh? Did Michelle? Clayton, what are you talking about? I can't hear. I'm like, oh my God, let me turn my volume up, because the Bachelor is speaking and I can't hear him. How did he? Were you just looking for a white jock? Just say that, because I don't understand. The men are outperforming him in personality, yet he's the Bachelor. Okay, girl. I'm just not excited for his season. Clayton seems like a very nice guy, but such a boring lead from what I've seen on the show. Clayton, I don't know you in person. I haven't seen your season. I don't know if I'm tuning in. We gotta see how crazy and diverse the women are, but I don't know how he got that position. I don't know what Bachelor casting is doing over there. The only thing I can think that they're doing is probably eating Peter's crack pizza, because what is going on with the decision making? What are y'all doing? It's very weird to me. Very weird to me, their casting choices that they have been making lately. Um, I knew as soon as Michelle said that I knew it was coming, right? Especially if you watch the show long enough, you knew it was coming. But I knew as soon as she said, "I'm so happy to be surrounded by mature men." I knew as soon as she said that we were going to get a clip of Peter and Will fighting and going back and forth. Because, like I said, Peter was steaming and he was waiting for a moment to get back at Will, calling him a bully and everything, calling him a loser. And Will is like, "How am I a loser? I got the jacket." Will, I was here for Will this episode. I really, really liked him. I don't necessarily like him for Michelle, but I feel like I want to see his journey on Paradise. I really enjoyed Will. I really, really did. He is an interesting and lovable character to watch. When Will told Peter that he's bragging about his pizza company, his pizza business or whatever, Will was like, "You keep on bragging about your pizza business, but it ain't even open." I was like, "Oh, Will, please stop embarrassing him." Because as soon as Will said that, all the men reacted. Nate was like, and that just embarrassed Peter even more. Like, you cannot embarrass that guy. You cannot bruise his ego. He will snap. And Peter was just like, "Yeah, it's not open yet, but when it does open, we're going to be changing people's lives one slice at a time." Women, y'all gotta stop having sex with these kind of men. You have to, because I feel like if you withhold the coochie, they will do better. What is it called? Liz Estrada. We need to follow that. Remember Liz Estrada? We need to read that as a family and do better. Y'all got to start withholding the coochie, because these men are walking around foolish. And they're like this because they think that we like it. They don't understand that, I'm ovulating, or, I need somebody to help me pay my rent. It's a lot that goes into sex with women. It's not just, "Oh, I'm horny." It's like, I'm horny, but my phone bill is due. Listen, let me stop. I'm joking. We would never do anything like like that. Let's move on. Um so then this scene with poor Nate, like poor Nate was just in the middle, and Will and Peter were just going back and forth throwing insults. And Will with Nate was just sitting there like, and all the other guys got up. I don't know why Nate didn't get up, but he was sitting there, he was hanging his head low, and he was just like, poor guy, because he was in the middle, and Peter and Will were just throwing insults back and forth like Nate never even existed. And there's no way you can't see 6'8" Nate. Nate, you have to have a different personality outside of your height. I feel like you don't try hard because you're 6'8". That's a problem. That's a problem. I get it. But you need to start putting in some kind of work. I was Let me just talk about this, because I see something happening and I don't like it, right? And this is concerning Rodney. I was joking about Rodney looking like Shrek, right? Not saying that Rodney looks like Shrek on the show. We got to be honest. His cast photo. Let's get into it. I'm gonna give y'all receipts. I'm gonna give y'all receipts. Where is this cast photo? Did I delete it, Nikki? Hold up. First of all, they all look like Clayton when they're this small. This is Martin. Hey, Martin, we'll get into Martin. We will get into Martin. That's Olu. Why was this his cast photo? This cast photo is serving Shrek, right? Not saying that he looks like that in person, because he's very handsome. I said it, he looks a lot better on the show than he does in that Shrek cast photo. But that was, a bit of a joke as well. There's truth in comedy. But Rodney is a handsome guy. And I feel like the men on this show don't think he is. And that bothers me. Especially you, Malik. with them frosted tips in 2021. You a black man with blonde tips in 2021. This is no longer the era of Cisco, baby. What are you doing? And you think you look better than Rodney? I like Rodney, but he's a friend zone kind of guy. Like I don't see Michelle like really liking a guy like Rodney. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? And actually, she likes him enough that she kept him over you. So apparently, Rodney is doing something for Michelle because their date was so cute. I actually liked Rodney more when I saw their date. He's a great guy that you can like really talk to. Michelle felt comfortable talking to him. He was just an easy conversationalist, and he was just also very kind and listening. He was like asking questions about the things that she said. He's a great date kind of guy. I don't know, him in any other element thus far, but on a date, I'm like, this is what you want. You want a guy that's attentive. You want a guy that is listening to you and also sharing with you. Like that comment rubbed me the wrong way. It really, really did. Yeah, he's a friend zone kind of guy. What makes you say that? And what makes you think you're not a friend zone kind of guy? What woman is claiming you with them blonde tips? What woman is you ain't no woman alive posting her boyfriend. Let's be real. Her black boyfriend with blonde tips on any any of our social media. She will get dragged. Is this a throwback picture of your man or is this current, girl? Like, the comment. So for Malik to sit up there and act like he's the bee's knees of this season, boy, bye. Let's get into Martin's date with Michelle. And we briefly touched on this in my last live, but I gotta be honest with y'all. I always am. That's the problem. On Martin, when, where's my pen? When Martin was on a date, when Michelle was on the date with Martin, I was watching this date and I was like, cheesing. And I caught myself because I looked in my mirror, just like grazed over, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh girl, you are down bad. I miss men. God. I think it's the fact that they've been taken away from me because of the pandemic. But I was watching this and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish that was me. Listen, the way he grabbed her face when he kissed her, not gonna lie, I moaned a little bit. I was like, oh, just that. We are down bad. We are down bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot what that was like. The grab, and bringing me in. Songs of Solomon all over again. Songs of Solomon. Listen, Martin knew what he was doing on that date. That was a great kiss. That was a great, and y'all know I've already told you this. I don't like watching people kiss. For some reason, I don't know if it's sticking with me since I was since I was a kid. But when people kiss on TV, I always close my eyes for some reason. I always am like, I don't like it. I kept my eyes wide open for this kiss, and it was good. I was like, oh, Michelle, you better go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl. I apologize for revealing that. I failed you. I know. But I have to be honest with you all and myself. I miss them. I miss them. I wouldn't mind a you up text. I wouldn't mind one. Normally, before the pandemic, I'd be like, you up, blocked. Now I'm like, I'm up and I'm vaccinated. We're back. We're back. What a date. Listen, men are stressful, but I still want one. Let's move on. Uh the kiss that Martin had with Michelle was so nice that Michelle was like, you know what? The night ain't over. Let's keep it going. Has this ever happened? Because this was a group date, right? But after he kissed her, she was just like, you know what? I'm going to send everybody home because this part of the date is over. But Martin, you don't leave. You don't leave. There's more going on with me and you tonight, and I don't blame her. Peter throwing Will's jacket in the water, extremely petty, but from what we've seen of Peter, nobody's shocked. It wasn't called for, and it just shows that he is so pressed over Will. Pressed. He's jealous. Peter is extremely jealous of Will. He would do a lot better if he just, admits it and keep it pushing, but he's that kind of guy. That toxic masculinity, Mr. Macho Man, can't admit his feelings, but he'll do something so childish and petty by throwing that man's jacket in the water. I will say, I didn't like the men laughing at Peter when he threw Will's jacket in the water, especially Nate. Nate was like, "Oh, what happened, man? What you did, Peter? You didn't do it. Oh, Peter, you didn't do it." And then Nate in his confession was just like, "I laugh when Peter threw Will's jacket in the water, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't like what Peter is doing. I don't believe that, right, Nate? Here is why. Your real reaction was laughing at, Peter disrespecting Will. That was your real reaction. I think you thought about it. I think you thought about it and realized that you would not look like a good guy in that situation. So you came back in the confessional to clear it up and say, "Oh, I didn't like what he did." Really? Because you were cackling. You were laughing so hard, you were bent over on the couch. That's how hysterical it was to you that this childish man threw another man's prize that he won for, outperforming everybody on the date in the water to just be petty and to hurt him. You thought it was hysterical. Why are you changing your mind now? I see you, Nate. I hope Michelle do. Anyway, I felt bad for Will. I really did, because you can tell. I felt like if they were at a TGI Fridays, this would have went real different, right? But because they were on the show and Will knows that he can't give his real reaction, his emotions came out differently, right? I don't think that he is weak or whatever for, crying, getting fed up. We all do that because, listen, we all have worked jobs when we have been in situations with coworkers. Like, let's be real, we're all adults here. There's a coworker or two in our, work history that we wanted to run over in the parking lot. Not just me. I won't take that on. Not just me. We've seen them going into work. We've revved the engine up, but we thought about it, right? You know what I mean? Just like Will, we've been like, "Oh, she's pushing my buttons, but I'm not going to push this gas pedal." It happens. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, Will could have done something differently." You can't do anything different at your job. We've all dealt with coworkers like that. And no matter how many times you complain to HR, nothing happens to this person. They harass, get on everybody's nerves, they eat everybody's lunch, they, send those weird memes in the group email. We know about those people. We've all had a coworker like Peter, and we've all had a moment like Will because of that coworker, when instead of cussing them out or stapling their forehead, we go for a walk in the parking lot. We either put on some Karen Clark Shared, some Martha Menizzi, something to calm us down and bring us back to sanity. Because if we really deal with that coworker the way we want to, we will be under a jail. So sometimes you got to cry it out. Sometimes you got to walk it out in the parking lot. Sometimes you got to drive to Wendy's and get a Frosty. You have to do something because this person has pushed your buttons and you cannot do anything because you're at work. Because we all know if you listen to Nuck If You Buck over listening to a bomb in Gilead, you going to jail. You going to jail. So go in that car or put your AirPods in, walk in that parking lot, and listen to some gospel music to get you sane so that you can keep that hell of a job. We've all been there. So I didn't think that Will was less than or anything like that because he broke down and cried instead of beating up on Peter, because I related to that. I related to that. Being the bigger person, people applaud it, but being the bigger person is very hard. It's very hard. Sometimes you don't. You want to be the lower person. Sometimes you do, but being the bigger person is a really difficult thing to do. So I applaud Will for walking away and not addressing Peter like he could have. Anyway, poor Clayton. He was trying to talk some sense into Peter, right? When Clayton came back and he found out what happened, he was like, Peter, in that low voice, did you throw Will's jacket into the water? And Peter was like, yeah, it happened. Mind your business. I don't like Peter, but the way he shut Clayton up, I was like, Clayton, you are 7'2", 450 pounds of muscle. Did little Peter tell you to mind your business and you did it? Clayton just turned around. He was like, mind your business, bro. And Clayton was like, okay. That's our bachelor. That is our bachelor. I will say this, right? When Peter told Clayton to mind his business, Clayton looked around for the other guys and was hoping that, they would back him up. But unfortunately, men, like you do all the time, they were not going to hold Peter accountable for what he did to Will. Men don't hold other men accountable. They don't. They do not hold each other to the same standard or higher standard. They unfortunately they turn a blind eye to a lot of toxic male behavior, but the only male behavior that they don't turn a blind eye to is homosexuality. Ain't that something? Y'all real quiet when y'all buddies are abusing and raping women. Didn't mean to go there, but since we're here, let's go. But when two men kiss on TV, y'all got a lot to say. Why you so vocal now? Let's unpack that. Anyway, I still miss them. I still want one. Still want one. I'll keep them accountable. I'm not going to get into it, but Michelle and the biracial bachelor. What is his name? Mr. Biracial. I forgot his name that quick. My brain is protecting me because I hated his season. What is the biracial bachelor's name? Matt James. Why was I about to say Jameson? Anyway, Matt James. Not really going to get into it, but did you just notice that they both discussed race on their season? And did you see how different the conversations were? Women for the win every time. Except Virginia. Child, what's going on over there? What's going on over there in Virginia? Prayers up. Prayers up. But those conversations about race were real different. Who? Anyway, did I talk about Rodney on his date? I did. I talked about how I liked Rodney and Michelle's date. I love the race conversation. It wasn't like a difficult conversation. Michelle opened up and was just like, I should have been mad that that lady was being racist to me, and my parents were wrong for telling me to brush, to brush it off my shoulders. Like it was a good date. I enjoyed watching Michelle and Rodney's date. So take that, Malik. I like Rodney. I knew we were going to have a spoken word date. I just knew it was going to be, I knew we were going to have it, especially when you have a poet on the date like Chris. I will say, I'm not dragging, the poets. I know a lot of people out there do poetry. I am not dragging the poetry community, but I have to say this. I have to say this. When that, like, I forget his name, but the famous poet, when he walked out and he was reciting his poem, which was so beautiful. So beautiful. When he was done, I know this is something y'all do. I'm just observing how Chris did it. When Chris was like snapping his fingers, Chris was like, first of all, when he saw the guy, oh my God. Have you ever given Michelle that kind of reaction? Anyway, he sees the guy, and then the guy says he recites his beautiful poem, and then Chris is like, I can't snap with this finger, I'll snap with this one. Wow. Oh, girl, no. I was like, oh, you are living. You are having a moment, baby. You are having a moment. Chris is going to get on everybody's nerves in paradise with that poetry. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now. Every girl that he likes, he's going to write a poem for. I'm telling you right. And it's all, I guarantee you, he's going to be going for the black woman on that island, on that beach. I guarantee you, he's going to be reciting poetry to all them sisters that come down them stairs of paradise, and baby, my tasty Tajwan. When your Nubian feet walk down them steps. Oh, girl. Another season of paradise that I am looking forward to. Child, let's go. Let's go. Again, I love the poetry community, but Chris just had me hollering no shade during this episode. Since we're dragging the poetry, let's get into Brandon. Listen, Michelle, I think you're just attracted to him. I think you're just attracted to him. There is no way that this poem that he recited made you fall even more for this man. You just are attracted to him. You know what, Michelle? These light-skinned men got you in the chokehold. They got you in the chokehold. Listen, I understand. Light-skinned men had me in the chokehold for 2 years, 4 years, from 2000 to 2004, right? No. What year did Tyson Beckford's calendar come out? Because I had a crush on light-skinned Chris. I had a crush on Romeo. Not that Romeo. Romeo from Immature with the patch. What year did Tyson Beckford's calendar come out? Like mid 2000s is when I just, I fell in love with dark chocolate. But light skin man had me in the chokehold for a while, so I understand. I understand, Michelle. I'm not going to drag you for it, but my God, these light skinned men, especially the one with the white mamas, they got you in a chokehold, girl. They got you in a chokehold. Speaking of light skinned men with white mamas, Brandon's poem. It was, I think it was sweet. I really really do. But the end. And I think it was also Michelle's reaction, like her eyes were glossing over, and I was like, no, girl, there's no way that Brandon's poem got you like that. I hope you can see that I need you to not give up on me. Wait a minute. No, I got to do it in his voice. Hold on. What was the line again? What is the line again? Oh, wait. It's don't. Okay, let me do it. I hope you can see that I don't want you to give up on me.
Don't give up on eternity.
And Michelle, girl, stop it. Girl, stop it. That high-pitched Justin Timberlake voice in that terrible poem. Ain't no way, Michelle. Ain't no, you must have been ovulating that day. Ain't no way that poem has you like that, girl.
Don't give up on me. Don't give up on eternity.
Brandon. I really love Brandon's poem. You didn't hear a word he said. You were into them gray eyes and them 3B curls. Anyway, then Chris, I feel so bad for Chris, right? Because I will say, I felt like this was his challenge to shine. And they like gave him like B-roll of him doing poetry. We did get, just a little bit of it, but I felt like this was his time to shine. Like this was his challenge. I thought that they would give him more camera time, but he did his poem. And that, can we talk about the Negro poetry voice that all poets do, no matter their culture or race? Why does everybody do this one voice? It's a very specific. I'm from Philly. It's a very specific Black male East Coast voice. Is it, but like East Coast in a way, like an East Coast Black man that went to Morehouse. That's what that voice is giving. Because I just want you to know that you are the girl for me. I want you to see that you are my queen, the eyes to see Michelle and me. You are from Canada. You are from Canada. What is this voice? What is this voice? Boy, stop. Boy, stop. Oh, I loved it. Michelle's poem. I joked about it, but I think I really am going to do it. I'm going to start. I said I was going to do it, but it was more of less like a joke because I was just like I was observing something, watching Black women on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Black girls who grow up in the suburbs, white suburbs, and grow up in white spaces, y'all going through it. I thought the hood was rough, but y'all be going through it up there. Michelle's poem, just heartbreaking. This gorgeous woman thought she wasn't attractive because nobody would ask her out because she was Black. Her words. Let me tell you something. Michelle don't say she biracial. Michelle says that's a Black woman. I was like, oh, okay. All right, sis. Claim it, queen. But just listening, like this stunning woman thought that she was unattractive. And I know I joked about starting a retreat for Black girls who who live in the suburbs. But I think I'm really going to do it. I don't know if it's going to be a retreat, but I think y'all need a space where y'all are just loved on. Maybe it'll just be a circle of Black women screaming, "You're beautiful." I don't know. I'm thinking about some stuff. We gotta do something. We have to do something because y'all going through it. Y'all are. Is the education worth it? My God, today y'all are going through it. That poem was so heartbreaking. I was like, Michelle, really? You would have killed in the hood. You would have killed in the hood. Girl, you would have got beat up too. We gotta be real. We gotta be real. You one thing about you would have to be a real kind sister in the hood. You couldn't have no kind of mouth. You couldn't look like that and talk slick. So yeah, it would have been hard for you either way. But I think you would have had a better time. Anyway, let's off topic. Anyway, yeah, the poem was very heartbreaking. I really felt bad for her. I don't know what the name of the retreat will be. I don't know what we're going to do, but I think you guys need that space. I won't lead it because, I'm a sister from the hood, gang. Like, I don't know nothing about them suburbs. I'll be reaching out to people who have this experience to lead it. I'll maybe be the face of it to get sponsors, of course. But yeah, y'all need a space. Y'all really, really this conversation, this happens far too often. A lot of y'all starting to speak about it. And it that's trauma. That's trauma. It's absolute trauma. I don't know what it's going to be called yet. Maybe we'll call it for black girls who grew up in the suburbs who thought they were ugly. Maybe that's it. We'll work on the name, but my God, today, y'all be stunning and thinking y'all ugly. The mental trauma, the mental trauma. My God, today, my God, today. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I thought the hood was rough. I understand Brandon, and I'm not laughing about his story growing up in a white school, but the thing about it is, I'm just so shocked by Michelle's attraction to him because Brandon is such a himbo. Brandon is such a himbo. Like, yeah, I heard your poem and I really relate it because, I was a light skinned kid, you know what I mean, in a white school. So yeah, I get it. I just wanted to come tell you that. And Michelle is like, oh, thank you, Brandon, for sharing that with me. How are you just lost in the sauce with this guy? I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
You impacted me, you know what I mean? Because I was light skinned and I was 5'2" until my junior year.
What are you talking about, Brandon? How in the hell does that have anything to do with Michelle's poem? How are you relating to that?
I was a light skinned kid in school and I was 5'2" until I was a junior. So yeah, I got it.
You so lucky you got gray eyes. You are skating through life on them eyes and them 3B curls, because ain't no way a llama day could be this dumb. Ain't no way. What are you talking about?
I was 5'2" until junior high.
You still 5'2". What are you anyway? She cannot be this attracted to Brandon. I just cannot believe it. It seems like he goes far. Is he getting a fantasy suite? Oh my goodness. Can you imagine?
Yeah, Michelle. Ow. Oh my God.
Let me stop dragging suburban male voices. Listen, somebody finds that hot, right? There is some woman, Michelle being one of them,
who loves a high-pitched male voice.
They love a man with a vocal fry. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying, wow. Leroy. Fine, Leroy. Did you present the kente cloth to Michelle because of her poem? The men on this show, when like Leroy was having his sit down with Michelle and he was like, yeah, I just wanted to bring you this kente cloth to let you know that you're an African queen. Hoteps will never die. But I was like, okay. I mean, listen, it was probably very sweet, but I'm like, did you do that to reassure her of her blackness because of her poem? I needed more. I'm gotta be real with you. If I'm out on a date with a guy or, I'm talking to a guy and he presents me with a kente cloth and says, I just want you to know you're an African queen, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. Get out. I just needed to know the thought process behind that. Like, what was going on when you was like, I'm gonna give this to her and I'm gonna let her know who she is? What was the thought process behind that? And do you do that on all your dates? Let's talk about it, Leroy. Let's talk about it. Let's get into delusional Jamie. Sideshow Bob. He can't be this evil. Jamie, I really wanted to believe that you are not this evil, but I read an article and we're going to talk about it. I read an article about you, and you are this evil. Ain't that something? You are really this evil. I could not believe that he was like literally talking to a producer, still mic'd up, dragging Michelle. Yeah, it seems like she's on spring break mode. Like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, what is she doing? You're mic'd up and talking to a producer. How do you not know that this is making it to the show? Or do you know and you don't care? Excuse me, you just want to hurt her. What's going on here? What's going on underneath them 3B 3B? Is it 3B? I think it's 3A. Them 3A curls. Cause I think that's the rod set. I don't think that's your natural curl. You give me a rod set kind of man. I just didn't understand why he would do that. Unless he's dumb. Like, are you dumb, Jamie? Like, why would you do? Did you come on this show to be the villain? It just doesn't make sense why he did that. I'm like, you're literally mic'd up and talking to a producer, dragging the lead of the show. You want to be the villain. You want to be the villain. Kimmy, thank you so much for the super chat. Kimmy said, Leroy is Ghanaian. Oh, and kente is their traditional cloth. I bet it's editing. Oh, now I feel bad. Now it seems sweet. Now it seems sweet. Oh, thank you, fine Leroy. Thank you, Kimmy, for the super chat. I needed more context. And that was it. Thank you so much, Kimmy. Oh, Leroy, that was sweet. I'm sorry. You're going to kill in paradise. I want you to know that right now. You're going to kill in paradise. Also, yeah, let's get into Jamie getting exposed. Before we get there, this whole episode, the one thing outside of Jamie being evil that I thought about like consistently every time I saw him was, I wonder what goes through Nate's head when he puts in that feather earring. Like, what? Because it's a choice, right? He doesn't go to sleep with that earring on. He doesn't bathe with that earring on. He literally wakes up and puts that earring in, that single feather earring. And I'm looking at him like, what in the Lost Boys is going on here? I don't know. Is he young? Is he old enough to have seen the Lost Boys? There's no way he hasn't seen it. It's a classic. But I'm just like, do you think you're serving Keither Sutherland? Keither Sutherland? Because you're really serving Sinbad. It's giving Sinbad, Nate. Do you know that? It's not giving Lost Boys. It's not. Speaking of Lost Boys, I gotta watch that. All my crushes was in that movie. Not all of them. Not all of them. But which one passed away? It wasn't Corey Haim. Feldman is still with us. Corey Haim, I thought he was so cute. Oh, tragic. Why did I go down that rabbit hole? Let me move on. So delusional Jamie, it's time for him to get exposed. The men confront him on his lies because I forget the one guy's name. Really sweet Caucasian man. I don't know what his name is. I call him John Hamm. So John Hamm sits down with Michelle and he's just like, I want you to know that none of us was questioning you. We think you're a great person. We never thought that you were less than, and we never thought that you were trying to play us or whatever. And she was like, oh, really? That's interesting because Jamie said that you guys all thought that way about me. And then John Hamm went back and told all the men what Michelle told him about Jamie. And then all the men, like John Hamm, Sinbad, Brandon, they all went to confront Jamie. And Jamie, this is the thing that bothers me the most about Jamie, is that he's real tough when it comes to Michelle. He has no problem dragging her, talking poorly about her, even to her face, right? But then when he gets with the men, he's stuttering, he's scared, he's not being honest. He's like, oh, no, that's not what I said. Oh, no. Like, you're doing all that stuttering, but you don't seem to be afraid when you talk down about Michelle. Red flag. You are a walking red flag. So he gets exposed, and then Michelle approaches him in front of the men And she's just like, so you said this to me. And Jamie's like, well, actually, what I said was this. And Michelle was like, that's not what you said. Can we have a personal talk, right? She dragged him in front of the men, got him together in front of the men, and then sat down and got him together. And she was just like, you are obviously not being honest, because you said that you were doing this to look out for me, but it's actually that you were questioning me, and because of that I don't feel comfortable with the energy of this conversation, especially because of the way that Jamie was looking at her when she was telling him how he hurt her. He was like, you're a mean guy. I was going to say something else, not what you think. Oh, but he's not a nice guy. He's not a nice guy. I just couldn't believe they, like, why would you Michelle hasn't done anything. I just don't understand why he was just so mean to her and was so like readily available to drag someone who's been so kind and gracious, even to give you the time of day. What did she do wrong? Weird. Just really, really weird. I just don't understand why he treated her so poorly, but I'm glad that he got kicked off the show and we don't have to deal with him anymore, but we will have to deal with him in paradise. You think the producers are letting that evil villain go free? Oh, they're gonna before the challenge picks him up, they're gonna put him on Paradise. Can I just say that Caitlyn and Tay Tay acting like they ain't know that Jamie was lying to Michelle? Good acting. Like, you guys know it. You're the host. You know everything. When Michelle told them why she, had to let Jamie go, they were like, he did what? What? Tay Tay and KK, you knew. But good acting, host. Good acting. This was a good episode. This was a good episode. From Jamie, from Brandon calling Jamie, TED Talk Jamie, to Brandon's poem, to Chris's reaction to seeing that guy, to Michelle's really good date with Rodney, to the confrontation finally, to everybody confronting Jamie and getting him out of here. I enjoyed it. It was high comedy. It was, sweet little moments. We had Martin, kissing Michelle. That was a good little, thing to watch. I enjoyed this episode. I feel like it was one of their best episodes thus far. I liked episode 3 more than I like any of the other episodes, and I feel like we're starting to get to see more of the men's personality. I'm really warming up to Will. I like him on this show. I don't think that he's a good fit for Michelle, but I think he's going to do great in Paradise. I would love to see him there. Before we get out of here, Michelle always looks stunning. This budget is ridiculous. She looks sickening at that last cocktail party. Like she was wearing that dress. That dress wasn't wearing her. She was wearing that dress. I love it. Her hair, makeup, her outfits, down to the shoes, everything is perfect. I don't know if it's the same costume people, and the same hair and makeup people, but maybe they got more help. Maybe, they got a better budget. Maybe they absolutely got a better budget, but she looks great. She looks great. So who goes home tonight is Peter, Malik. I can't believe Peter didn't think that he was, I can't believe he thought he was staying over Will. Peter, Malik, who else gets cut? I forget his name, but he's the black guy, the small brother whose voice does not match his look. He has a totally, his look has a totally different voice. That voice that he has, it's like a mix of Brandon's, but a little lower. I can't believe that Michelle, doesn't want me to be around. Like, I would have never thought that was his voice, but he ends up going, and Rodney is still there. Malik isn't. That's what happens when you mind other people's business. You end up going home. So glad for Rodney. So glad for Michelle. Really good episode. I was not expecting to be likable because of what I saw of him on Instagram and YouTube. Casey. I really like Casey. He seems to be a really good guy. He really seems to have Michelle's best interests at heart. He sees a lot of the mess. I love his commentary in his confessionals. I don't think Michelle's going to pick him, but I think he's going to do great in Paradise, and I'm rooting for him as well. Casey, LT. Did LT get cut? Clint Eastwood's grandbaby? I think he may have gotten cut, or maybe he's staying. I'm not sure. But Casey, I really enjoyed Casey this episode. I really enjoyed a lot of the men, aside from Jamie, but it was a really, good episode. Casey, fix your Instagram. I don't use this word, but I feel like it's a perfect description of what your Instagram and your YouTube gives off. You come off a little douchey, little bit. So maybe you need to fix that because you're a really nice guy. It just doesn't appear that way on your Instagram or YouTube. So maybe you should fix that. Other than that, enjoyed the episode. I was laughing. I was lusting. I was ready to fight. Like, it was a good episode. Good episode. I loved how Michelle got Jamie together in public and then got him together in private and walked him out. Bye, Jamie. Bye. What do you guys think of the episode? Let's get into it. Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin said you haven't seen Will's tweets or retweets, huh? Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, no, Caitlin. This is why you can never like men. This is why they will always, like a casket, they will always let you down. My God, today. Disappointed. I can't believe it. Oh, Will. You know what? Let me get into the comments, and then I want to get into should I say that for a batch chat? I might save it for a batch chat. Anyway, Elliot said Leroy is hot as hell. He is. I wish he would be more front and center. He's so fine, but I feel like Leroy doesn't know it. But he is so fine. Just John said, I know it's dead wrong, but I can't mess with brother named Leroy, Tyrone, Jerome, or Andre. Why not? Andres are normally fine. I ain't never met you know what I was about to say? I ain't never met an ugly Andre, but I have. No, I wouldn't call him ugly. Tender-eyed, yes. But Andres are normally fine. Leroy's are normally fine, but they are problematic. Tyrones are normally fine as well, but they are the kind of guys who will have you, doing 20 years in prison. But, Andres seem pretty cool, but that's just my experience. Child, Philadelphia was a lot. Hey, Miss Brown Sugar. Miss Brown Sugar said, Leroy is cute to me too, but we barely get to see him. He reminds me of Dwayne Wayne. I would have never thought that, but I can actually see it. Have y'all seen Jamie's old tweet? It checks out. I have it. Send it my way, AJ. Danny's verse said, man, I've been waiting for Jamie to go since he first said the BS about expecting her to chase him. Hello. Did you not know what show you signed up for, bruv? You came on there to chase her. KMT. What KMT means? What does that mean? Let me know. I picked that up too, LM. He seems angry at her almost. Mom wound is so deep. That's what it's giving. Mom wound. That's what it's giving. The insecurity jumped out. Absolutely. K Dior said the way Nate and his nose ring got Jamie together. Nate, yeah, I will say Nate showed up in that moment. He was like, ain't nobody say that, man. Why would you say that? You're lying. Jamie, well, no, guys. No, Cat got your tongue, but it don't ever have your tongue when you're dragging Michelle. What is your problem with her? I don't get it. He is very weird. LM said, we needed more context for sure. Libra remains bae. Yeah, that was very sweet. With context, Absolutely sweet. Without context, it gave me pause. Hey, sup people? Sup people said, why did his parents name him Leroy then? The name confuses me even more. Some immigrants give their children American names so that they don't have to deal with, people struggling, Americans struggling to say their name, which is not right, right? But that's what happens. A lot of people do that. And with, they don't want their kids to be teased. They don't want their kids to be left out of certain things because their name is too ethnic. It happens. That's why you will find a lot of geriatric millennials and Gen X. I think Gen X, I believe Gen X, right? Generation X. A lot of them with extremely ethnic names because that was one of the protests that our parents were doing in the 70s and 80s. And we will get into why my name is Nicole. Ciao. I had a young mom, but that's why we have a lot of Shaniquas, a lot of Keishas, a lot of Latoyas, a lot of you know, Aquanisha, Aquanetta, you know, Samiyas, Zareyas, um, a lot of the names that people who dislike African Americans try to bastardize and make fun of and call ghetto or ignorant or whatever, because that was to counteract the protests that our parents were, because it came out of basically the 70s, pretty much started that, where it was a lot of Black love and Black pride. So everybody had, strong Black names that were specifically um, ethnic, Black ethnic, so that it was more of a protest where it's just like, where I'm Black and I'm proud, and this is my name, Shaniqua, Shanene. Like that is, but now it's been bastardized because that was the counter protest to be like, yes, you're Shaniqua, but you're low class and you're ghetto, and we can tell that you're Black, Latoya. That was the counter protest to that, and unfortunately, it worked because a lot of people with those names, those beautiful Black ethnic names, either change the sounding of it, or use their middle names because they don't want to be discriminated against. So yeah, that was a long way to explain that, sup people. Miss Brown Sugar said, nah, Jamie seems unwell. That childhood trauma has done a number on him. I agree, but that ain't Michelle's problem to fix. Talk about it. Talk about it. That's a choice he makes. That is a choice he makes. Every morning, that single feather earring. I know he bought it in the set, but he just wears that one. All right, Sinbad. All right, Irene said, Nikki, leave Nate his earring alone. Every outfit, that silver earring, no matter what the color palette is, that silver earring will be in his ear. Yeah, that was my baby. Remember, what was it, Lucas? You know what? I will say this. When I watched Lucas, very young, watching Lucas today as an adult, and knowing what happened to him on that set, traumatic. Traumatic. Oh, God. The Outsiders. The Outsiders, yes. All the hot boys at that time was in the movies. All the hot boys at the time were on those movies. Who's Rick? J.K. Knight said, I really like Rick until I found out he was a Trump supporter. Who is Rick? Oh no, really? John Hamm? Oh wow, he seems kind. No shade, but at least the vocal Trump supporters, y'all come off extremely mean. Extremely mean. Rick, that's his name. Oh, I love Romeo. What a perfect name for him. What a perfect name for Romeo. I love that name. And he fits it perfectly. I wanted to hear him more in poetry as well, but they, for some reason, they cut that scene short. Susan Hay said, I know this is from before, but what about Jamie's non-poem about the girl running in the woods? And they were like, here goes TED Talk Jamie. Because he is the kind of guy who's just like, oh, I gotta follow the rules. I can do whatever I want. She'll still want me. That's what he thought, and it didn't work out. None of it made sense. None of it made sense. And she was in the woods alone, and then she looked up and saw a guy. I'm like, is this the ID channel? Like, how is this going to end? Weird. He's a weirdo. He is a weirdo. Sydney said he said all that and said nothing at all. Oh gosh, hold on. I think I got a super chat. Let me try to catch it. I did. Hey Kimmy. Kimmy said, I agree. Nate's actual name is Babatunde. Really? How hot? That's a hot name. Why would you go by that? Child, if my name was Babatunde and you wouldn't shorten it to Baba or Day Day, it's Babatunde. Hey. Nate, why would you change that? He's probably using his middle name. He's probably using his middle name. Oh, AJ said it's all on Reddit. Y'all gonna make me get Reddit. Please. Please, guys. I don't want to do it, but I'm probably gonna have to get it. JK Knight said, yeah, I wasn't expecting Casey to come off so level-headed. Right? His Instagram and YouTube, he does not seem like that kind of guy. But he is like the voice of reason and actually cute on this show. He's going to kill in paradise. He's going to kill in paradise. LM said, ugh, Reddit is great, but damn, do they really mess up the fantasy sometimes? I'm trying to stay spoiler free. Yeah. But listen, I don't think it's bad if they're showing this is what people are doing. It makes a difference. Hey Julia. Julia said Joe looks like a deer in headlights. There is no connection with Michelle, in my opinion. He was looking a little dead behind the eyes this episode. It was like, I was like, okay, Joe, blink, like say something. I don't know what was going on with him this episode, but I noticed it too, Julia. I know. Oh, kiss my teeth. Are you doing that? The cha on my Jamaicans, don't drag me. Don't drag me. I'm your family. We can. I'm touching a man in 2022. Listen, I'm going into the new year being caressed. Hey, Leroy. Hey, Leroy. Hey, Simply Simone. Simply Simone says, Will's tweets are very toxic masculinity and alpha male. He apparently doesn't like U.S. women either. Well, you know what? The hell with him. I'm glad that jacket got soaked. Caitlin said, Nate, why the F we talking about episodes? And if the viewers are in my top quotes ever said on this franchise, yeah. I like that part. He was like, why? It's too early. Like, why are we even talking about episodes? What are you doing? Like, nobody's thinking like that. Why are you thinking about that? You know what? Y'all should have checked his luggage, KK and Tay Tay. You checking Ryan with the hips luggage. You needed to be checking Jamie's luggage because I bet he got a binder and an Excel spreadsheet on how to win this show. Y'all checking a wrong. Well, you did check the right man, but you should have checked a little deeply for Jamie. Simply Simone said, yep, my parents gave me a given name and a European middle name, i.e. Simone. Yep. There it is. Danny's verse said, yeah, in my native country, we have African names, but if you are baptized, you often get an English name as a second name. Like my sister is Neka, and her baptized name is Rosemary. Oh, Nicka Rosemary. That sounds like a great superhero. Oh, sad too. Sad. Angela said, "Wait a minute. Asian students studying in the U.S. have a Chinese and American name. I get the name Leroy for him. Yeah, I told you about my friend in school, like high school. We have been friends 4 years up until like graduation. I didn't know that that was not her name. I won't say what her name because we're still friends, and I don't want to put her business out there. But it's out, but I don't want you to know what it is. Hey, girl. And she told me she finally told me her name like when she was signing my yearbook. And I'm like, who is that? She was like, oh, that's my name, my real name. You just know my American name. I'm like, why do you have an American name? She's just like, my parents didn't want me to get made fun of in school, and they also didn't want me to not be able to get certain opportunities because of my Asian name. I said, girl, what? What is your name? She told me, like, she gave me the pronunciation of her name. I said, that's what I'm calling you from here on out. I call you that American name. Listen, I get where her parents did it. I totally understand, but no. I said, this is your name, and this is what I'm calling you. I was something else. I was at what? How old? What? Damn it! How old are you in high school when you're a senior? 17? Yeah. But I was something at 17. Look at me. Look at me. Little Angela Davis. What is your name? That's the name we're using. Babatunde. What a strong, hot name. K Dashior said, my mom just my name from her coworker. Are you trying to say my mom got my name from her coworker in the 80s? Then we ended up in the same classes in high school. K Dashior, write that again because I want to make sure I'm reading this correctly. His mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Oh, Nate is Nigerian. Guys, I'm really into this name, Babatunde. Oh my God. Oh my God. Could you imagine if me and Yaya, let me stop. I keep on saying when me and Yaya get married and we have our beautiful chocolate twin sons, I think I'm gonna name one of the fruits of my womb from Yaya. I think I'm gonna name him Babatunde. I can't let that name go. Oh my God, could you imagine my chocolate son with my dimples? And his name is Babatunde Star. Oh my God, Babatunde. That's my son's name. No, that'll be his middle name because that'll be my second son. My first son will be Nicholas. I got it. That's my baby. My first son will be Nicholas. My second son will be Babatunde. So my twins, Nicholas and Babatunde. Oh, I love that. Me and Yaya's kids are going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh my God. Ciao. Y'all better leave my sons alone. Child, my sons are gonna be so cute, looking like me. And I have a little bit of his father. All of me. JK Knight 1316 said, I don't look up spoilers, but I do check political leanings or problematic past. I'm not trying to waste my time. I hear you. Angela said, did you catch Leroy's smile when Michelle didn't fall for Jamie's excuses? I sure did. And did you also hear him say, and here comes beautiful Michelle walking down the steps right now? Leroy is such a sweetie. Excuse me. I hope he has a storyline on Paradise. I really, really, really do. Dr. M said, it's because people massacre our names. I had someone call me Matilda after I spelt out my name and pronounced it for her. Fun fact, there's no D in my name. It's been 5 years and I still haven't forgiven her. Listen, I told y'all about my coworker H&M. Hey sis. She's a South African. She was not doing nicknames. She was not doing, let me call, can I just call you this because that's easier? She was not doing none of that. Not even with customers. Listen, first of all, this is during the busiest time of the year. Like the Christmas season is not crazy. Black Friday is hell. Black Friday is hell for anybody that works in retail. It is a nightmare. Black Friday sale at H&M. This was the time when H&M, the H&M that I worked at, shout out to H&M Material Mall, they didn't sell, the time that I was working there, they didn't sell out everything for the season, right? So not only did we have a Black Friday sale going on, we also had a dollar sale where the front of the store, everything was a dollar. We had to put all these racks out there, right? So my beautiful South African friend, me and her work in a women's section, sweaters, because it was so crazy. We had to do 2 people in each section, so everybody was on staff for this nightmare of a mess. So me and her are working the sweaters. This lady, this customer, comes in, reads her name tag, reads her name all the way wrong. She corrected her. Just like this. No, this is my name. And the lady was like, oh, I'm sorry. Said her name again. Wrong. She said, no, it's this. I'm sitting here folding sweaters like, girl, it's Black Friday. Come on. We've been here since 5 a.m. We're not leaving until 5 a.m. Let's not do this. Maybe on another day, not Black Friday. And she's like, oh, yes. And she said it. And then she was asking her for something. And she said, no, 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 no. This is my name. And the lady was like, excuse me. I just want to get this. She said, yes, but this is my name. And you did not say it correctly. Baby, there was a moment of silence. She walked off to our manager. My friend watching her walk to the manager. The lady reports it to my manager. She's sitting there the whole time, gripping that one sweater that she was folding, watching her the whole time. And my manager, who already had been in something with her, looked over, turned her head back, and started talking to the lady again. Then she ended up helping the lady get what she needed to get. And she tried to come over and talk to her. And she walked over, and my friend was still standing there, not helping me fold the damn thing, still standing there, watching her, waiting for the manager to say something. My manager walked over, first of all. She was this like redheaded, like kind of, is it beatnik? What are they called? What are they called? They gentrify neighborhoods. What are they? They're called these kind of, it's not beatnik. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But she had like this like the bright red hair, and it's like bang, but like I don't know what it is. It was given Dora, right? And it stopped right here. She wore these big black glasses, and she had on this sheer shirt. I'll never forget it. The sheer shirt with these skinny jeans and these big boots. And she was clunking over to my friend, and I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, it's about to go down. Because they always would get into it. They always would get into it. I'm like, here we go. And I'm about to have to work this damn section by myself. And she walked over to her and she grabbed her arm and she was just like, are you okay? And she was like, yes, I'm fine. Turned around and started folding her sweaters. I say, yeah. She was not with the BS. She taught me so much. I told you in the beginning, me and her did not get along. But I like, after working with her, that is my girl. She was not letting them Americans treat her any kind of way. Absolutely not. Absolutely. She said, no, but this is my name. And I'm like, why am I working with her on Black Friday? I don't feel like it. Because we had to get there very early to prep the store. We're taking stuff out of trucks to get on the floor for the seasons that did not sell. So we were a flagship at that. Yeah, that was a flagship. So we were getting stuff from all the other stores that we had to make sure was on the floor. And this was, I feel like we should not have worked the hours that we worked, but it's Black Friday. So we were expected to work these crazy hours. So you just knew you were going to be there all day. You know that you were going to get there when the sun was coming up, and you were going to leave out when the sun was coming up. Like, you just knew it was going to be a long day. And I just did not feel like fighting with these customers. But I got today, I'll never forget that moment. She said, no, this is my name. And like stood there, was not shook. She taught me so much. So much. I love her. Child, I said all that to say, don't, I know what your parents did to protect you. I honestly get it. Don't change your name. Don't, even if they don't get it right. I tell you guys all the time, if I mispronounce your name, give me the pronunciation. Keep on giving it to me. I'm never going to feel no sort of way about that because I need to get your name right. Make sure people say your name right. Don't let up until they get it right, because sometimes people are mispronouncing your name on purpose. Don't let up and don't feel no sort of way. Stand like my friend until they get it right. Child, we were the same age. And she was just like, nope. I'll never forget it. This is my name. Love her. Love her. Love her. Thank you, Kimmy. Kimmy said, oh, Nikki, that would be so cute. Babatunde means the father returns in Yoruba. Oh, is it Yoruba? Yoruba. It's Yoruba. My brother's middle name is Babatunde after my paternal grandfather who passed. Oh, it's a beautiful, I hate to say that my son's name is hot, but it's a hot name as well. It's also very strong. Babatunde. I love it. It's like Mufasa, right? Babatunde. You shiver. You shiver when you hear that name. I love it. That's my baby's name. Look at us, naming my children. Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you for the super chat. Li Jin said, good for her. You nicknaming me because you don't care to learn my full name. My name is Arabic and only consists of 5 letters. Yet people have been struggling since birth because they wanted to. Listen, if I'm butchering it, give me, Li Jin, give me the right pronunciation. I promise you I'll get it right. I don't care how many times. Hipsters! Yes, K-Dior! Hipsters. She was a hipster before hipsters became a thing. Listen, you couldn't tell her nothing. She would buy all of that. What is it called? What was that H&M section called? It's women's, men's, and then it's like a kind of golf section of H&M. She stayed in that section. Stay using her discount to buy them share shirts with the tank top. My God, today. Nikki, Caitlin said, Nikki, how do you feel about Hot Dad being rumored to be the Bachelor following Caitlin? I don't remember if we talked about it last week. We did not. If Hot Dad is the Bachelor, smart move. He should have been the only Bachelor. I don't know why y'all giving us 2 Bachelors. I just don't think the men have the charisma that the women do to give us 2 seasons back to back, and we care. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. K-Euro said, I low-key miss working in retail during Black Friday. The way my coworkers and I don't give a F about customers, we just have fun. I will say that was a fun job. I'm still friends with my H&M family today. We had a great time at that job. Yeah, Crafty, I'm actually about to get off. Legion, let me, seriously, we had this whole conversation. Let me know if I'm saying it right. So when I ordered at a coffee shop, I said one day, I said my name. When I ordered at a coffee shop, I said my name and tell them to spell it how it sounds to them. And that scenario, I could care less. I get you. Hey, Zora. Zora said, but sometimes proper pronunciation can be a means of special connection. I purposely give an incorrect pronunciation when someone knows the correct pronunciation, or my family says it's special, or my family says it's special. Oh, really? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, Lejeune said, my name is a combo, not putting my real name out there. You pronounce it perfectly. Okay, thank you. Pepe said, my first name is very French. And let me tell you, I get these corporate types together all the time. Don't be mad because your name is not cultured. Let them know. Let them know. I told you about the time I used to work for rabbis, and I remember um, I would get all of these calls, and then one of the rabbis who I ended up actually working for called me, and he, I said my name or whatever. He asked me like my full name. I gave him my full name. He was like, "Oh, wow, that's a very Jewish name," and I was like, thank you." And then he came into the job looking for me, came to me at the reception, and he was like, "Oh, I'm looking for Nicole, And I was like, "Hey, that's me. Are you Rabbi so and so?" And he was like, "Nicole." I said, "Yes, that's me. Very Jewish Nicole." Oh my gosh. Me and him ended up being best buddies, but he was just like, "Oh wow." And I'm like, "Yep, very Jewish Nicole right here." Caitlin said, "Hold the F up. There's an article that Blake Moyes is rumored to be the next Bachelor. ABC don't effing do it. I hope not. I hope not. He needs to give us a break." K Dior said, I worked at 9 West, made some great friends that were coworkers. Yeah, you make the best of friends in retail. You really, really do. And the friends, it'd be such an odd coupling of friends, right? You be 22 and your best friend is like 54. Like, I also will say, the relationships that form in retail, you be like, "You sleeping with him? What the?" There was a whole love triangle at my job over this guy, and he's still a really good friend. But the women that he was getting were so different. But because we all work together, like you hang out with people you probably never would hang out with, but you spend so much time together. I'm like, you are macking this H&M. And he probably, had he not worked at this job, would have been with these kind of women. But, when you're like one of the only straight guys at H&M, you're gonna get a lot of coochie. Hey, Elliot. Elliot said, "There's no way Blake is the Bachelor. I truly cannot believe that at all. You never know. They were gonna make Greg the Bachelor." Child. Donna said, "I don't understand why keep getting men. Why they keep getting men we didn't ask for instead of the ones we want, like Mike, Tyler C, and Hot Dad." Yeah, I don't know why they don't give us Tyler. Maybe they can't afford Tyler at this point, but Tyler's season is what we want. Like, we asked for Tyler, y'all gave us Matt. Weird, 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 weird. Thank you. I may do a story time. I gotta see how it'll work out, because I still am like, I don't know, maybe it's the Philadelphia in me, and maybe that's just how relationships are in Philly. But I still talk to almost everybody that I've met in my life. Like, I'm still in relationships with a lot of the people that I've met, So there's like, I don't have a lot of experience where it's just like, that was my friend for that season. I just don't have a lot. So like, the stories I tell have to be very coded because I just know, because it happens. Oh, it happens. Child, people be lighting me up in the group chat. "Oh, you told that story about me and that guy that worked at AMC?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh," but nobody knows it's you. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. He's hot, AJ, especially with that beard. Don't do it. Don't do it. Aw. Crafty said, "I met my husband of 19 years in retail. He was my boss. Work. You probably got the best shifts." Work. Oh gosh. Donna said, "The hoeing that used to go down when I worked in restaurants. Lord forgive me." That's one thing about them restaurant jobs. Especially them call center jobs too. Listen, the co-workers be getting it in. Let me end with this. Shout out to the NikkiStar Replay Gang. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share the channel to your social medias. Late night crew, I kept you longer than I intended, but thank you for staying on. I enjoy our time together. I really, really do. I say it every time because I mean it. Shout out to my moderators who make this possible for me to do. Thank you all for joining me so late. I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for 90 Day Fiance at 12. We're going to do a catch up on that. And then later in the evening, we're going to do a Love After Lockup live. Please send me your Love After Lockup stories. Right now, I only have one story that I'm going to tell. I will share with you guys from one of our Star Family subscribers. I would love more so we can chat about it a bit more. But if you have them, share them. If not, I'll be on the hunt for, celebrity felons for the dating game, because I feel like that's a lot easier to do, and I feel better about that than picking randoms from a site that house Big Meech. Oh, Donna, you'll never let it go. Hope he makes it to paradise. Hope he makes it to paradise. Sorry. Love you, family. See you soon. Get some rest. Friday, we got a lot to talk about. Love ya. Bye. Mwah. Hey, I'm talking square.